Picking up from where we left off last time, we have the base prepped. So now we're going to put on the boom. And the first thing I'm going to do is put on this back plate. So I've already pre-clamped a piece underneath, so that way I can just set it on there and it lays nice and flush. Tack that up. I'll also put on the safety chain tab. I have the spots all clean. And then I'll grab the boom, the exterior part of the boom, set it up, get it all tacked into place, and then weld it all the way around. So I'm going to get on my gear and get started. So with these tabs, I send trailer breakaway chains with it, so you just clip right on, and you wrap them around the mast of the telehandler or forklift. And you can chain it on there. It'll keep the fixture fixed to whatever they're lifting in it. So as you can see, I have the spots pre-cleaned for all the welds. I just need to be sure that it's going the right way. I have my weld seam up. It's the correct orientation. I'll be sure that I'm flat. Just to ensure that, I'm just going to clamp it to the base. Get it close to the moment. And I'll measure it out. Tap it into place, tack in the back, and then tack in the front, and weld it out. And then I like to try to get these into a flat position, lift it up, just because these flared bevel grooves can kind of be a pain in the butt. So that way, if I tip it up and go through the valley, I can ensure it really gets down in there good. Okay, so now I'll do these three here. I'll flip the blocks, do the other side. Then I'll flip it upside down, do these sides, the bottom, and the bottom of the main tube. And I do a triple pass on these three members, just because that's the important part. And that flared bevel groove, I just want to be sure that I've got that baby mated with the base as good as possible, because it's going to be lifting stuff. Okay, so those are complete. Let's clean them up. Then I'm going to flip it all the way around, do the bottom, and then also finish up the last couple sides of the back plate. Then I'll put in the front gussets. And then I'll probably weld on the end of the adjustable tube. And then we'll put on the main tube gusset. piece will be this little riser that goes right here, which will be the center support for the main tube gusset. Onto the gusset. Here's the 1/2 inch by 2 main tube gusset that I'll be putting on. So I am going to take this over to the brake and bend the very ends and then the middle and then weld it on. I'm going to clean the mill scale off the bottom of the piece. And then I'll start at that end, clamp it down to weld it, clamp it down here to make it nice tight, weld it, same here, and then this portion will be finished. That looks good. This section is complete. The last part we need to do is just put on the end plate, the telescoping portion. Okay, I'm all switched around. I have my telescoping tube out right here. This is the picking end. So I'll be placing this plate with the eye or the hole on the bottom, so that way the shackle can come with the chain and then to the hook. So now this is actually the bottom. I want a 1/2 inch of overhang on the top, so that way it gives me room to weld. So a little trick I like to do, just take a piece of stock, like I have done before, to clamp on the underside to give it something to lay on. But I'm going to take another 1/2 inch piece, put it right there, so that way my plate lays a 1/2 inch lower to give me the desired gap. So it'll sit like that. It gives me a nice 1/2 inch gap from the top of my plate to the top of the telescoping tube. And I'm going to check just to be sure that I am centered all the way around. And I'll put a tack on it. So let's finish it up. Looks good. Take that off now. And then there will also be a nice hefty gusset going right here. But I'll weld around the outsides first, then I'll do this portion last. And I will be doing a triple pass around all of that because this is the absolute business end of it. All the weight is going to be hanging off that plate. I'm going to add in this small gusset right here. Oh, it's actually not small, it's pretty fat. It's 1 inch thick. And I'll set it right in there. That way it'll stiffen that plate up as much as possible, right as close to the eye as we can be. So I have the gusset in place. I'm just going to center it. Then I'm going to weld all the way around. The welding is complete. I'm just going to clean that off a little bit, get the spatter out. Then I will assemble it and then demonstrate how it works and give you a close-up view of everything. Boom is all assembled. So here it is in its shortest form, if they ever need to extend the length, like we showed earlier. They're just going to take it, extend it out to whatever pin they need it at. And we can go all the way out to, so all in all, it's going to give them about 18.5 feet of reach. Let me measure it real quick just for Maya. 18 feet and 1 inch as the most extended length. So as you can see with my forklift, my forks are too big to fit in the pocket. I just had to clamp it, but their telehandler or forklift will fit in here. So let me close it down and give you a close-up on everything.